Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It's Thursday at 6, so you know what that means. It's time for hashtag 815Live. Sadly, our last one of, well, at least February. We had it back in August and September, so you never know. We might be back again, maybe actually in person sometime soon. Ugh, fingers crossed. Hope you are staying safe on this, feels like summer. 45 degrees in Northern Illinois in February. We call it summer weather. But why we're here tonight, we are here to support local music and local venues. We've talked all year long, literally almost 12 months. We're coming up on that sad anniversary of being shut down, of not having shows here, of not having movies here. And we've talked a lot about the impact of COVID-19 on venues, but there's also been a huge impact on artists. So 815 Live is featuring all local artists, is featuring these great musicians, these great artisans who haven't had stages to perform on. We've got an empty stage. You'll see our lovely, sad but empty audience. But we are very excited for this week's guest. But before we get to who that is, a quick thank you to our sponsor, the Mary E. Stevens Concert and Lecture Fund. Thanks to that great donation, we are able to give a stipend to every artist who performs on our stage. So we are putting our money where our mouth is and supporting these local artists. And you can help support local artists and local venues like the Egyptian Theater, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, tonight by donating. We've made it super easy for you. You can text 815-LIVE to 44321 and it'll take you right to our donation page, or go to 815live.org and that'll also take you to our donation page. And again, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, so all of that money goes right here, stays right here locally, helps us keep local art, local music alive, and we need your help today to make that happen. So, now that we got through the fun stuff, the sponsors, let's get to the Artist of the Week. So our Artist of the Week is the winner of the 2019 National Mandolin Championships and the 2020 Newsong Songwriting Competition. We have Wes Carr here on our stage, accompanied by Danny Lopatka, and we have really enjoyed listening to them warm up. There's been multiple instruments, so we hope you enjoy all of the great artists that are on our stage tonight. So without a doubt, let's get right to our artist, Wes Carr and Danny Lopatka.
Now where was you when the train left town? I was standing on the corner with my head hung down. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. I wish to the Lord the train would wreck, kill the engineer, break the fireman's neck. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Rations on the table, coffee's getting cold. Some dirty rambler done stole my jelly roll. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. There goes my girl, somebody bring her back. She's got her hand in my money sack. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. If I had her number, I'd flag her down. I'd stop that train that carried my girl from town. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, Central, give me 609. I've got to talk to that gal of mine. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, hey, train left town, I was standing on the corner with my head hung down. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. So yeah, I'm Wes Carr, or R. Wesley Carr, or Ralph Wesley Carr. I go by like 8,000 names because I have no idea how to market myself, unfortunately. Which you'd think they'd all line up, but unfortunately, like no one would go by their first name if it was Ralph. So let's just start with that. So, but unfortunately, Google doesn't care. So Google made my YouTube channel Ralph Carr, and I didn't know how to fix it because I'm not a technology guy. So now I don't know what to do because like all of my subscribers, like 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, know me as Ralph, right? Actually, it's funny because when I went to East Tennessee State University, where they have a degree in bluegrass, and I was too lazy after like almost 25 years of correcting everyone about my name. I was too lazy to do it there, so everyone just knew me as Ralph, which was fine because there's Ralph Stanley, so it kind of makes more sense in the bluegrass community. But people would like try to get my attention. Hey, Ralph, and I'd just be like walking because I legitimately had no idea who Ralph was, and I'd be like, dude, where is this Ralph guy? Like, and so I think they all thought I was either deaf or a total idiot. But I'm going to switch instruments, and while I do that, I'm going to have Danny introduce himself and talk a little. You can just steal this mic. And he's going to probably hide the fact that he's done a lot of really cool things, like being the bass player on Empire, but whatever. So, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. I am talking through a mask. I guess I'll open up my mask for now. Oh, look at my face. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, guys. My name is Danny Lopatka. I'm a bass player here in Chicago, backing up my buddy, Ralph Carr, opposite, switching it up. Just for you. I actually went to school right around here. I did my master's degree in upright bass right down the street at Northern Illinois University. So I was just telling Wes, I've never been in this building. This is amazing. This is the coolest thing. If you guys get a chance, you out here in internet world, you should, if you get a chance, to come and check this out because it's really something. Everything. You look like you're in a tomb. We're in an Egyptian tomb. But I'll let Wes come back over here. He looks ready.
All right. So there's a lot of bluegrass heartbreak songs. Very, very few love songs. I'm not even sure if I could tell you a bluegrass love song. In all honesty, like one of the worst positions in life that you could be in is to be the significant other of a bluegrass musician, because you'll probably either end up lonely or dead.
Your poor wife.
But no, I know. And actually, I'm pretty sure that when I told her that I was going to keep playing bluegrass, I think she went to a lawyer and got some prenups made up. She's smarter than I am, for sure. So the problem is, though, that I'm super happy in my marriage, which makes being a bluegrass musician very awkward. Because no one wants a love song from me. And like, so I always feel like if I finish a song that has to do with like a female or a significant other, I have to like call my wife and be like, hey, I wrote this song. It's not about you. I love you. You know that, right? So
these are the kind of problems you have.
It's a weird issue that other genres don't even have to experience. And it is. It's like the closest thing I can think to a love song is there's a song called like Your Love Is Like a Flower. They tell me your love is like a flower. In the springtime it blossoms so fair. Like, that's adorable. That's a great line. And then they follow it up with, in the winter it withers away, dear. They tell me that's the way of your love. Like, no one's gonna dance to that at a wedding, right? Like, that song. So, anyway, so I was thinking about it and knew that, like, you're supposed to write about what you know. I don't know how I'd like to want to leave my wife. So I wrote a song instead about...
Good to know.
Right, yeah. So, and like, if anyone knows me, I'm also very inconsistent and indecisive. So instead I wrote a song called Half a Mind, which is about kind of thinking about leaving your wife, but like also knowing you're not going to. And in my case, like, it's half a lie, you know? fight. You ain't even trying to see if a solution can be found. Go and get your kicks in when you see what you've been missing. You turn your head and I'll be gone. I've got half a mind to leave you and the other half is gone. Been running around in circles since the day you came along. I'm torn in two directions, don't know what to do. I've made my mind for leaving, my thoughts are still with you. You're as happy as can be. Before you go to bed at night, you're always mad at me. I know there's things I love about you, but I don't know what they are. This love was over from the start. And I've got half a mind to leave you and the other half is gone. Been running around in circles since the day you came along. I'm torn in two directions, don't know what to do. I've made my mind for leaving, my thoughts are still with you. Go ahead and take one, Danny. I can't say that I'm angry, can't say that I'm sad. I don't have time to talk much if I'm gonna pack my bags. It's fare thee well, goodbye, my dear. There's one foot out the door, it's like 1,000 times before. And I've got half a mind to leave you and the other half is gone. Been running around in circles since the day you came along. I'm torn in two directions, don't know what to do. I've made my leaving, my thoughts are still with you. I've got half a mind to leave you and the other half is gone. Been running around in circles since the day you came along. I'm torn in two directions, don't know what to do. I've made my mind for leaving, my thoughts are still with you. Well, I'm torn in two directions, I don't know what to do. I've made my mind for leaving, my thoughts are still with you. I love you, Crystal, I promise I love you. Actually, like most times, so when I competed at Winfield, it was the 1 year. Normally we take it as a family vacation, but we had a 3-year-old at the time, and she had some medical issues, so she needed to stay near Chicago in case anything went wrong. So when I competed in the National Mandolin Championships, I actually went by myself this time. And not only was it the only time I made it to finals, but it was the only time I won. And unfortunately, like every contest I've won, my wife has not been at. So she could totally think I've just bribed judges or like bought the prize, purchased the trophy at a trophy store on the way home. So I actually promised to have her not watch this show in hopes of it going really well.
I think that's the reason.
Right, no, totally. I think, yeah, I love her, but she's not probably my good luck charm. No, it's just, yeah. I love you, Crystal. I'm so sorry. Please don't make me. Right, don't watch. She can watch later. And you guys can edit that part out when we repost it. All right, this is a song about truck driving, which is Rochelle's lifeblood, which is where I'm from. So that works out.
Which one is this?
This is 18 Wheels. It's the next one.
Okay, that's not the next one here, but I got it.
And we should say that, so this is the second time I've performed with Danny. He's probably the newest person that I started gigging with. Normally we have a guitar player that's much better than I am, Clint Morgan, and he's unfortunately unable to make it. But if you want to see what a master's in music will get you, it's this guy who's able to basically be given these charts yesterday because I suck at giving things out in time and still crush it. So anyways, here's a song about truck driving called 18 Wheels. be standing in your doorway. You'll be back home missing me today. Spare your tears, we have no cause for sorrow. Love like ours is never far away. I've been working hard, doing all I can, making every dollar until I come home again. Know it's hard to be alone, and the kids are asking when I'll come back home. Tomorrow I'll be standing in your doorway. You'll be back home missing me today. Spare your tears, we have no cause for sorrow. Love like ours is never far away. Another all-night drive to another foreign town. 18 wheels rolling and I'll drive until sundown. It's a heavy haul when I go, but the load is lighter when I come back home. Tomorrow I'll be standing in your doorway. You'll be back home missing me today. Spare your tears, we have no cause for sorrow. Love like ours is never far away. Just a few more years and I can leave the road behind. Park these 18 wheels in the first junkyard I find. Never have to be the reason why you cry in the rearview as I drive away. Tomorrow I'll be standing in your doorway. You'll be back home missing me today. Spare your tears, we have no cause for sorrow. Love like ours is never far away. Love like ours is never far away. Cool. This is so that except the first one. The first one's not one I wrote. That one's been around for a minute. The other, and I should be able to tell you. I know that. Oh, I should know who actually wrote it. I know Norman Blake played it. Everyone played that first one. The 18 Wheels and Half of Mine were both written by yours truly, and are actually going to be on an album coming out that's currently about to be sent out to be mixed, that we're all really excited about. It does have some really great tunes, and you should never change the strings before a show. All right, here's one that I definitely did not write, but it's an old blues tune that bluegrass players have stolen, called Sitting on Top of the World. Was in the spring, one sunny day, my good gal left me, she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, I'm sitting on top of the world. She called from down in El Paso, said, come back, Daddy, I miss you so. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't like my peaches, don't shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. gone, and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Mississippi River is deep and wide. I left my baby on the other side. Now she's gone, I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't come here crawling, heart in your hand. I got a woman, you got a man. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Was in the spring, one sunny day, my good gal left me, she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. Lord, I'm sitting on top of the world. Cool. Okay, we're gonna keep an thank you for the snaps. This is actually the most applause we've ever gotten in the show. That was great. So,
I mean, that's pretty good considering there's nobody here.
right. So we're running over 100% on our applause.
You know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
See, it's all about percentage, not number.
It's a ratio.
It's a
you know,
ratio.
It's all relative.
Right. It's math. I failed math. Had a teacher tell me I was the worst math student he ever had. And I didn't even fail the class.
You know?
Just, what it was is,
But even that's relative.
that's true. Yeah, it's just an opinion. He just didn't like me as a person, I think. But what it was is that every Friday we'd have a test, and if you weren't there on Friday, you got till the end of the semester to make it up. So I was conveniently sick every math period for an entire semester, and then kept him there until 8 o'clock at night, making up math tests.
That's terrible.
It was his rule.
Why would you do that?
It was his rule. You can't leave that door open and not expect someone to walk through it. It was terrible. I'm so sorry. So we're gonna skip the next one. Go right to Ginseng Sullivan.
Okay.
This is a song by my favorite songwriter, Norman Blake. And when we found out, when my wife and I found out we were pregnant, we got, obviously like anyone, we got excited. We wanted to pick out names, and I, being a bluegrass musician, wanted to pick a bluegrass name. And there aren't many great ones. Like, you have Earl, Norman, right? Like, so this is by a guy named Norman Blake, and I begged my wife to let us name our kid Norman, like for months and months.
Even if it was a girl.
And then she finally broke down and said, we're not naming our daughter Norman.
Normana.
Or what?
Normana.
Normana would have been awesome. I did actually, as a joke, I said Monroe for Bill Monroe, and she went for it. So we have Eden Monroe as our daughter's name. Yeah. So this is a song by Norman Blake called Ginseng Sullivan. About 3 miles from the Battail Yard, from the reverse curve on down, not far south from the town depot, the Sullivan shack was found, back on the higher ground. You could see him every day, just walking down the line, his old tote sack across his back, his long hair down behind, speaking his worried mind. It's a long way to the Delta, from the North Georgia hills. A tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone. Guess I'll never make it back to home, my muddy water Mississippi Delta home. But the winters here, they get so cold, the damp, it makes me ill. Can't dig no roots from the mountainside when the ground's froze hard and still. Gotta stay at the foot of the hill. Maybe next summer things turn right and the companies will pay high. I'll make enough money to pay my bills and bid these mountains goodbye. Then he said with a sigh, it's a long way to the Delta from the North Georgia hills. A tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone. Guess I'll never make it back to home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home. It's a long way to the Delta from the North Georgia hills. A tote sack full of ginseng won't pay no traveling bills. I'm too old to ride the rails or thumb the road alone. Guess I'll never make it back to home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home. My muddy water Mississippi Delta home. So, as a strategy for a set, maybe this one wasn't great because the next one is also a Norman Blake song, which probably could have thought that one out a little bit better, but it gives me a chance. I'm going to switch over to another instrument.
Which tune is this?
This is the fiddle thingy.
Yes.
Stuff happening.
Yes, the fiddle thingy.
So, the fiddle thing.
The fiddle thing.
That's the technical. That's what he named it.
Yeah.
It's not. So, at ETSU, there was an amazing teacher, and she was sort of like the school den mother, like a little bit of like an elderly woman. Everyone loved her to death, Colleen. And my first day there, before I was even relatively comfortable as a singer, and remember, comfortable does not necessarily mean good, so I'm not saying that, but before I was willing to sing, we come into my first band course, and she was the teacher, and she asks, Wes, do you sing? No, I do not. And she's Australian. I don't know if that doesn't matter, but imagine an Australian accent. It kind of creates the whole picture. So, do you sing? No, I do not. Okay, sing me something. All right. Like, I don't sing, so I don't know. Like, I play at that time I was only pretty much playing instrumentals. And she finishes, and there's this look of almost embarrassment on her face. And she's so sweet, and she goes, wow, great tone. We should focus on hitting notes. Thank you, Colleen. I appreciate that. And then, so fast forward like a year, and she is a killer fiddle player, right? This sweet, unassuming old lady, and then she comes into like a gig and plays Orange Blossom Special and just crushes it and tears the house down. And so she's like, do you play much at all right now? And I was like, I've messed around with it. And she's like, okay, play me something. And so I play her whatever I could kind of muster through, and she stops and she looks at me and she goes, wow, great tone. We should focus on hitting some notes. Yeah. So in this song, I'm going to do both of those things. I'm going to play fiddle and sing, and hopefully we will come much further than where I was then. So this is a song called Living in the Future, also by Norman Blake. Ready?
That's all ever be.
Living here in modern times, way down on the farm. I'll try to be like Uncle Jay and do nobody harm. We're living in the future like we've never been before. Fare thee well, Georgia, it's 1984. fare thee well, Georgia, it's 1984. Heading to declining years, this old world, you and me. And heading to the brand new days of a brand new century. We're living in the future like we've never been before. So fare thee well, Georgia, it's 1984. Let's just keep on farming, boys, believing on what we see, and hoping days are better days of peace and harmony. We're living in the future like we've never been before. So fare thee well, Georgia, it's 1984. All right. Well, that's all the fiddle you'll get. From me, at least. All right, so I'd like to take a quick moment here before I go back and switch instruments again, and thank all of you all for having us on and letting us be a part of this really, really cool series where you're getting to showcase local music. Obviously, as someone, so I work at Accent and Guitars as I manage the place, and so you can imagine for us it's very near and dear to make sure that there's music going on in the community. We're in a really tight spot if it's not. So thank you all, and so I want to thank Alex, Cody, Brandon, and Jeanette for having us be here and for all the hard work and probably the most frustrating sound check that you've had yet. So that's good. So this next song is a song that I wrote called Restless Wanderer. And I'm not pausing to talk just so I can get dressed here. So this song is a song called Restless Wanderer. It is the song that I entered into the 2020 Newsong songwriting contest, which ended up winning in the religion category, which is kind of bizarre 'cause it's not necessarily like a praise song, but I was really grateful for it. And it's basically about, obviously, Cain and Abel, and kind of taking it from the other perspective, hopefully. So here's a song called Restless Wanderer. In the fields before the night is turned to day, must admit sometimes I find it hard to stay. Can't bring my hands to the broken land my daddy gave to me. Restless wanderer, it's all I'll ever be. Forgive me if I don't follow the way. Please forgive me if I find it hard to praise. I'll always be a stranger to the ground beneath my feet. I'm a restless wanderer, it's all I'll ever be. And I know you can hear us from the better side of Eden. It's hard to keep believing when we don't see you around. My mother and my father left their hope back in the garden. A half-hearted grain offering, I got my brother down. No place to lay my head, no place to sleep. The road ahead is cloudy, dark, and steep. If home is where the heart is, no heart will go with me. A restless wanderer, it's all I'll ever be. And I know you can hear us from the better side of Eden. It's hard to keep believing when we don't see you around. My mother and my father left their hope back in the garden. A half-hearted grain offering, I got my brother down. I know you can hear us from the better side of Eden. It's hard to keep believing when we don't see you around. My mother and my father left their hope back in the garden. A half-hearted grain offering, I cut my brother down. And I know you can hear us from the better side of Eden. It's hard to keep believing when we don't see you around. My mother and my father left their hope back in the garden. A half-hearted grain offering, I cut my brother down. Cool. Okay. This next song is another one I wrote. It's like a common theme here I'm trying to avoid. Covers as best I can. And this is a song called Today, which is more pandemic appropriate than I think I intended it to be when I wrote it. And also, like, I'm you know, before we go into this song, I just want to say, like, I'm okay, right? Like, not nearly as sad as this song may make it seem. It's been a long and lonely winter. The river's blocked by ice and snow. I swear I'm down to my last dollar. Ain't got no place to go. I Spend my days down at the harbor. But no one buys if I can't sell. I spend my nights down in the barroom. The rivers flow and don't run out. Lord, I'm trying to overcome this. The water's rising to my chin. I ain't got no use for quitting. Ain't got no ways to win. My best days have been cloudy and gray. It hasn't been a good one today. All my friends have gone before me. They knew then what I know now. This land was warm and it gave plenty, and we just took it for ourselves. Never knew how to be hungry, and then the fish refused to bite. Every net cast came back empty, and I can't make it through the night. Lord, I'm trying to overcome this. The water's rising to my chin. I ain't got no use for quitting. Ain't got no ways to win. My best days have been cloudy and gray. Hasn't been a good one today. No, it hasn't been a good one today.
But you're fine.
But I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. We all have bad days. No. Actually, the recording that song, having such a like mandolin-centric song, and so like in the recording of it, my water, don't even need it. We're like what 80% water anyways, so I'm fine.
Whatever.
Got some extra. Recording that song, there's a specific irony to writing a song in C sharp minor for the mandolin, which is not like its friendliest key, and then like really struggling trying to track it, and then deciding to put a banjo part on it last minute, and then like also doing like an upright thing on it, and then like if there was a definition of a bad day, it was the song singing about a bad day. So there's like a self-feeding, right? Because like, you know, the worst thing you want.
Very meta.
Right. The worst thing for you to do, like when you're having a bad day, is like just stew on the fact that you're having a bad day, or listen to songs about having a bad day. That was the worst. So when the album comes out, if anyone wants to know which was the most painful song to record, it was that one. But it meant I actually can play it now. Remember how?
As long as it doesn't sound painful on the recording.
No promises. It very well could. All right, so, gosh, 15 years ago, this album came out, which is not mine, because that would have been like, gosh, it would have been 15. It was half my life ago. But Death Cab for Cutie released the album Plans, which is hands down probably one of my favorite albums in the world, and I think it's just one of the best, most well put together, best produced, best arranged set of songs like ever. So I took one of my favorites, and I have specific memories of this one being like 15 years old and sitting at the piano in my aunt's house and trying to like figure out how to play this song, and I don't play piano. I don't know why I thought I could figure it out. But that was like all of Christmas, right? From like we opened presents, and then I spent like the rest of Christmas there, like trying to figure this song out, and got nowhere. So instead, I decided, twice that amount of life later, to do it on mandolin, because that makes sense. So this is a song called "Brothers on a Hotel Bed." You may tire of me as our December sun is setting. I'm not who I used to be. No longer easy on the eyes. These wrinkles masterfully disguise the youthful boy below. Who turned your way and saw something he was not looking for. Both a beginning and an end. But now he lives inside someone he does not recognize when he catches his reflection on accident. On the back of a motorbike, with your arms outstretched trying to take flight, leaving everything behind. But even at our swiftest speed, we couldn't break from the concrete in the city where we still reside. And I have learned that even landlocked lovers learn for the sea like Navy men. And now we say goodnight from our own separate sides, like brothers on a hotel bed. Brothers on a hotel bed. Brothers on a hotel bed. You may tire of me as our December sun is setting, 'cause 'cause I'm not who I used to be. So we're running a little bit low on our time here, and
Sorry, Internet world.
sorry, internet world. Actually, I mean, should we sing sorry or you're welcome? I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments below, right? We always wanted to say that and sound cool. I feel like I did it.
Let us know in the comments below.
Hit the comments.
Yeah.
Hit like and subscribe, bro. I don't know what the cool kids say. And it's funny because like I have a YouTube channel and I used to be super good at it, and there's like 3,000 people on there, and I always, like, literally every day there's a spot of me that thinks like, man, I'm letting 3,000 people down because I never post anymore. Right? Like once a year I'll get really into it and I'll do it once a week for like a month and then be like, no, I don't want to. Right? So to 3,000 people, I'm sorry. I am. And I'll do it again when I want to. So this next song is brand new. And if you want an idea of a bad idea, doing a brand new song is usually not a great one. So I have high hopes for it. It's an instrumental I just wrote, which I guess would be the same thing as saying it's brand new.
What song is this?
It's Are You Loved?
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, which the song is called Are You Loved? And the story behind it, and I realized as I was choosing this name, and if I said like, this song is about my daughter, that it comes across wrong to say like, are you loved about your own daughter? And it's not that, right? So I realized like, I'm a very repetitive person, which you've probably noticed from me talking, that I keep saying the same thing 8 different ways.
That's
It's just
cool.
who I am.
That's everybody.
Wanna-
Everybody says the same thing all the time, constantly.
Right.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure your point gets across.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because what you think matters more than what anybody else thinks.
That's right.
Right. Let's talk about politics. No, just kidding. But what it is that like I'm constantly saying like, oh, I love you, like literally every time, and I realize that like by the time she's 4, she's gonna be like, okay, like it's just gonna like go right past her. And I thought for a bit of like, what do I do with my students when I really want to make sure that they understand the concept in music? And it's usually I'll ask them like, do you know what a secondary dominant is? And they have no business knowing what it is. I just want to see if they can figure it out and make them think about it. And it tends to help them retain it when I explain it the correct way, because they're usually not even close, guys. Sorry. So my daughter and I, we do this thing where I come up to her and I go, Eden, are you loved? And she goes, yeah. Well, normally, actually, because she's still learning to talk, she just repeats me, are you loved? No, are you loved? But eventually she gets to yes, which is our target goal, hopefully. And then I ask, by who? And then she goes, my mommy and my daddy. But because I'm the one teaching it to her, she says daddy's super stoked, right? She goes like, my mommy and my daddy, right? Like, so, sorry, Crystal, for that one too. But, so this song is dedicated to my daughter. And it's an instrumental called Are You Loved? Ready?
I'm following you.
Get it. Thank you. That was like 3 claps. That was awesome. So yeah, again, I really appreciate everyone coming out and watching and everyone tuning in. And I would strongly encourage you guys, if they do this again, keep tuning in, keep focusing on local music and supporting the musicians in your area. This is obviously a very frustrating and difficult time for a lot of artists and a lot of musicians, and any chance that you can get to build them up, whether it's just watching their Facebook page or watching their YouTube or whatever, and just giving an encouraging word or a good compliment for their playing, it goes a long way. Over to you, Janine.
Well, thank you, Wes. I mean, I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. I am in love with bluegrass, and I love the no love songs in bluegrass. I don't know if anyone else had this revelation of "You Are My Sunshine." My grandma used to sing that to me to sleep, and then you hear the whole song, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is quite sad. But I hope you aren't sad. I hope you had a great time listening to Wes Carr and Danny Lopatka. This was a fantastic show as we wrap up this version of 815 Live. And as you heard, he's here at a local music store just down the way, axe in hand. So help us keep local music alive, local venues alive. So when we're on the other side of COVID-19, we can have the best party with the best music with the best local musicians. So how can you do that tonight? You can donate by texting 815-244-321, or you can go to 815live.org right now, and that will take you to the Egyptian Theater's donation page. And again, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so every dollar you donate stays right here locally on 2nd Street in downtown DeKalb. Again, a big thank you to our sponsor, the Mary E. Stevens Concert and Lecture Fund. You made this possible. You helped us support these great local artists, and we hope to see you all soon. We hope to see you all in person soon, but until then, stay safe, wash your hands, we love you, to quote Seth Meyers. Have a great night, guys.